you're evaluating a logarithm. The key thing about logarithms is that they solve for exponents. So you can like think of a tiny little question mark at that exponent, and this question is asking you 5 to what exponent is 3,125? And that actually goes one beyond what our powers chart was, but if you can recognize it, you could just say it's 5. If you can't recognize it, like maybe this next one, maybe some of you can see right away what the answer is. 6 to what exponent is 216? But if you can't, this is a technique that I really like because it's connected to what we did earlier. The first thing I'll get you to do is I'll let you call this x. And if I call that x, then I have an equation in log form, and I can use the rules and change it to exponential form. So the base is 6. The exponent, since logs solve for exponents, is x, and it's equal to 1 over 216. And from my powers chart, I might recognize that 216 is 6 cubed. And then this becomes the same as questions we solved before. If you're solving for an exponent and you can use your powers chart to get both sides, and I'll use my negative exponent here, a negative exponent rule here, both sides with the same base, then we can go, so x has to equal -3. So if you can just look at it and say the answer, perfect. But sometimes that's not so easy, especially I think in the last one. Anybody have any gut feelings? 8 to what exponent is 2 cubed root 2? Okay? So then I would say let x equals, because the only way that you'd be able to change to exponential form is if you had an equation, and the only way to have an equation is to introduce an x. But if you just say x equals and don't use the word let, then they take off an E3 error because you have a new variable that you haven't introduced. It's like impolite, bringing x to a party and not telling anybody, hey, this is my friend x, and introducing it. So we do this part, we introduce x, let x equal this, then we can change to exponential form. On our powers chart, 8 is a power of 2. We can have everything with a base of 2. I can change the 8 to 2 cubed. This is 2 to the 1. The cube root is 2 to the 1/3. And exponent rules from grade 9, if you're multiplying powers and they have the same base, you can add the exponents. So this will be 1 is 3 over 3 plus 1 over 3. On this side will be 2 to the 3x. And now, since the bases are the same, we can go, so 3x has to equal 4/3. And x is equal to 4/9. Questions for practice here. 4, 7,